If you're an experienced crypto investor, you've probably felt it, right? That sense that the ground is shifting under your feet. The institutions, even governments, they aren't just knocking on the door anymore. They've busted it wide open. So the big question isn't if this is happening, it's how do you, the individual who's been here all along, actually thrive in this new age? Well, let's break down a playbook for navigating what we're calling the new crypto order.
Here's how we're going to tackle this. First, we'll get a real sense of the institutional wave that's already crashed ashore. Then we'll dig into how that changes the market's inner workings. After that, we'll explore the wild new world of passive income opportunities. And finally, we'll wrap it all up into a solid, actionable playbook so you can do more than just survive. You can win.
Okay, so that feeling that the game is changing, is it just in your head? Absolutely not. Your concerns are spot on. This isn't just a little wave of institutional cash. It's a full-on tsunami. Let's just look at the raw numbers.
Let's just start with this monster number. By November 2024, the money inside regulated crypto products, the ETFs that are the main on-ramp for big institutions, hit over $134 billion. And get this, that's a 950% jump in a single year. That isn't just growth, that's a land grab.
Now this slide tells you everything you need to know about the speed and the power shift. On the left, BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF hit $10 billion in assets in just 51 days. To put that in perspective, the very first gold ETF took, wait for it, 818 days, over 2 years. And on the right, you see the result. The money is flooding into North America, while Europe, which used to be the dominant player, has just fallen off a cliff. The entire center of gravity for crypto capital has shifted, and it happened in the blink of an eye.
And make no mistake, this isn't some temporary bull market fad. The analysis is clear. The crypto landscape is going through a significant and irreversible shift. That word right there, irreversible, that's the one to focus on. The old market, it's not coming back.
And it's not just the corporations, which is a huge deal in itself. Governments are now getting in the game, not just as referees, but as actual players. The U.S. has created a strategic Bitcoin reserve that, by policy, will not be sold. I mean, think about that. Bitcoin is being treated like a national treasure. On top of that, you've got the Genius Act setting up rules for stablecoins, and a government that's actively pushing for clear regulations. They're not just allowing this, they're rolling out the red carpet.
So we've seen the sheer size of this tsunami. The next logical question is, okay, so what? How does this wall of money actually mess with the market's mechanics? Because believe me, the rules of the game you thought you were playing have been completely rewritten.
This is the number one fear, right? Are these giants just going to swoop in, suck up all the available crypto, and leave nothing for the rest of us but crazy high prices and a market that's impossible to trade? It's a totally valid question, but the answer is a little more complicated than a simple yes. To really get this, you have to understand that liquidity lives in two different neighborhoods. You've got your centralized exchanges, where everything is based on an order book. And yes, a massive institutional trade can definitely come in and wipe out a chunk of that liquidity, causing the price to slip. But then there's DeFi. In DeFi, liquidity lives in pools. And here's the magic part. Individuals, people like you and me, can actually provide that liquidity and earn fees from all the trading volume. You stop being just a price taker and you can actually become a market maker. And this brings us to the most crucial point. You are not playing the same game as them. Just look at this table. It lays it all out. They've got multi-year time horizons and entire teams of analysts. You've got, Twitter and a few news sites? Trying to beat them at their own long-term, high-volume game is a recipe for disaster. The only way to thrive is to play a different game, one that uses your strengths, your speed, your agility, and your access to the DeFi world.
And playing that different, smarter game leads us right here. You see, while the institutions are messing with the old rules of trading, their very presence is creating a massive new set of opportunities. This is the new frontier, folks. A full-blown passive income revolution that's being built on the foundation of DeFi.
The speed of innovation here is just mind-blowing. I mean, it started with basic staking. You lock up your tokens, you help secure a network, you get a reward. Simple. But your capital was stuck. So boom,
liquid staking was invented, giving you a tradable token back. Then things got really interesting with restaking. This amazing idea where your already staked crypto could be used to secure multiple networks, earning you even more rewards. And now we have liquid restaking, which is basically the best of all worlds. Multiple reward streams, and your capital stays completely liquid.
So what is restaking at its core? It's really all about making your capital work harder. It's like your crypto assets are now multitasking. Instead of just doing one job, securing one network, they're taking on a second and third job, securing other services. And you get paid for all of that work. You're getting more yield from the exact same asset you already own.
And this isn't just some theory. It's a whole ecosystem that's exploding right now. This is just a quick snapshot of the big players. You've got EigenLayer, which is kind of the granddaddy protocol that started it all. Then you have protocols like Renzo that make it super easy for anyone to use with things like auto-compounding rewards, and Puffer Finance, which is focused on security and making it easier for smaller stakers to get involved. This is your jumping-off point for doing your own homework on this incredible new source of income.
All right, we've seen the institutional tsunami. We've seen the new opportunities popping up in its wake. Now it's time to put it all together. This is where we build your personal playbook with real strategies and risk management tools so you can come out of this whole shift not just in one piece, but way ahead. Okay, before you even think about becoming a liquidity provider, you absolutely have to understand this concept: impermanent loss. Seriously, it sounds complicated, but here's the simple version. It's the risk that you might have been better off just holding your tokens in your wallet. If you provide liquidity to, say, an ETH in a stablecoin pool, and the price of ETH skyrockets, the pool will rebalance, leaving you with less ETH and more stables. Now, the trading fees you earn are supposed to make up for this, but sometimes they don't. You have to be aware of this risk.
And yeah, restaking is powerful, but it is not a free lunch. It actually layers new risks on top of the old ones. Your assets could get slashed or penalized if any of the networks they're securing have an issue. More protocols also means more smart contracts, which means more potential bugs or hacks. And there's a very real concern that a few massive players could end up controlling everything. You have to weigh that extra yield against these extra risks.
But here's the beautiful thing about crypto. For almost every problem, the community starts building a solution. To fight that risk of a few big players taking over, we have something called Distributed Validator Technology, or DVT. Think of it like this. Instead of one person being in charge of a critical task, the job is split up among a whole group of people. It gets rid of that single point of failure, and even better, it lets smaller stakers like us band together to compete with the big guys. It's a game changer.
Now, with all this shiny new stuff happening, it is so easy to forget the fundamentals. Please don't. The boring, basic strategies are more important than ever. Dollar cost averaging is still your best friend for smoothing out the crazy volatility. Diversifying your assets is absolutely non-negotiable. And of course, self-custody, holding your own keys in your own wallet, is still the ultimate power move in this space. Your keys, your crypto, period.
And so that brings us to the final and most important question. The institutions are here. They're playing a game of massive scale. You cannot beat them at that game, but you cannot maneuver them. You can use their giant waves of capital to your advantage by providing liquidity, by exploring these innovative new yield strategies like restaking, and by using new tech to help secure the very networks they're using. So the choice really is yours. In this new crypto order, are you going to be a passive price taker, or are you going to be an active protocol shaper?